Today we're going to start Unit 6, which has to deal with probability. So today our notes are just going to be an introduction to what we're going to be talking about in this unit. We're first going to start with some definitions. We have 4. Our first one is going to be outcome. The definition of an outcome is just any possible result. So, it's any result. Our next one is going to be probability. So, probability is a number between 0 and 1 that can describe the likelihood or chance an outcome will occur. Typically, it's going to be some sort of decimal, like for example, it might say 0.76% chance. And so then we will convert that to a percent and say there is a 76% chance that that situation will occur. So that's why it's between a 0 and a 1, because then we will change it to a percent. Our next one is experimental probability. So this is a probability that is found through experimentation. So this means you're actually going to perform this probability. So you're not going to assume or analyze, you're going to actually physically do it. So if it says, how many times if you roll a dice will this happen? You're going to roll the dice that many times instead of just assuming what could happen. There is a formula that goes with this, and it says P, so the probability of an event, so P event, equals the number of times an event occurs, OCC, over the number of times it's done. So say you want to know, if you roll a dice, how many times 2 will come up. And say you roll the dice 6 times, and 3 times you get a 2. It would be 3 out of 6, because you got 3 2s, but you actually rolled the dice 6 times. Our next definition is theoretical probability, and this is going to be the opposite. So it's going to be a probability obtained through analyzing. So you're not actually going to perform this. You're just going to assume what are the chances that what it's asking can happen. So your formula is going to be P of an event, so the probability the event will happen. So this is going to be the number of favorable outcomes and by favorable we mean what we're looking for over the number of possible. So now we're going to look at this number line and fill it in. This is going to be our stretch from 0 to 1 that we were talking about. And we can see at the top, we're going to go from 0 to a half. So in this middle part, it's going to be a fourth or 25%. This first one is going to be a 0% chance. If we have half, that's going to be a 50% chance that the event will occur. And then we have halfway between a half and 1, so that's going to be 3/4, or 75% chance that this can occur. And if it is a full 1, then it's going to be a 100% chance that that can occur. And if you look down, then we can talk about these in a certain phrase. So we can tell a person how confident we are that something is going to happen. So if you look down, you have 0% is impossible, 25% is unlikely, 50% is equally likely that it will happen and that it won't happen, 75% is likely, and then 100% chance means you're certain that that could possibly be an outcome. Now we're going to try some examples. We're going to try about half of them together, and then I'm going to give you some to try on your own. So, it says, if you roll a dice, what is the chance that you'll get a number less than 7? So, there are 6 numbers on your dice. So that is going to be our number of possible outcomes, because we're not actually going to roll this dice. We're going to use the theoretical. We're going to analyze. So, there are 6. How many numbers are going to be less than 7? All 6 of them, so 6 out of 6, which that makes it 100%, and we are certain that we are going to get a number that is less than 7. Now let's try again. Again, we're not going to roll the dice, so this is theoretical. So if you roll a dice, you'll get an odd number. So we know there are 6 numbers on a dice. So we have 1, 3, and 5. So we have 3 numbers that are less than, or that are going to be odd. So that's going to be 3 out of 6, which is 50%. And if we look on our chart, 50% is going to be equally likely. Now let's try C. Jody has dance rehearsal on Tuesday afternoon. What is the chance she will go to the mall on Tuesday afternoon? How many Tuesdays are there in a week? There are 1. If she is at dance on Tuesday afternoon, will she be able to go to the mall on Tuesday afternoon? That's a no. So 0 out of 1, that's going to give us a 0% chance. So it's impossible. All right, let's try these next 2 together as well. A bag contains 12 pennies and 12 dimes. How likely is it that you will pick a dime? So how many items are going to be in the bag? You have 24. You could actually try this, but we're just going to do it theoretically right now. So if you want to pick a dime, how many dimes are there? You have 12 chances to pick a dime. So that's 50%, which means it's going to be equally likely that you will or you will not pick a dime. All right, let's try E. You have to be 15 to get a permit. If Emily is 13, how likely is it that she is going to get her permit? Is she in that 15? 0. So she does not. You have to be 15 or older. And she is less than 15, so it's going to be 0 out of 15. So there's a 0% chance that Emily has her permit. So it's impossible. Now, I want you to try these 3 on your own. So go ahead and pause it and try them on your own. And when you're done, come back and try them together with me. And look at the answers and see, did you get them right? So I'm going to go ahead and work them out. So a club volleyball team is made up of 7 boys and 4 girls. So total, that's 11 people. How likely is it that the first player chosen is a girl? So we have 4 girls. So 4 out of 11, if you put that into your calculator, it'll give you 0.36 or 36%. So if you look, that is going to be is it going to be closer to 25 or is it going to be closer to 50? It's going to be right in the middle. So there's a 36% chance. So I would say it's going to be more unlikely that they're going to choose a girl over a boy. there's a greater chance that they will choose a boy. So for number G, card numbers 1 through 8 are in a box. How likely is it you will pick a number greater than 2? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're trying to pick a number greater than 2, so that's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that's 6 numbers. So that is 75% or 3/4. So that is very likely that you are going to pick a number that is greater than 2. Now let's look at number H. How likely is it that the card you pulled out in a problem will be less than 4? So if you have 8 numbers, that only gives you 1, 2, and 3. So it gives you 3 out of 8, which is going to be 0.375 or 37.5%. So we're going to say it's going to be unlikely. So go ahead and answer the 2 Google questions that I've put on the bottom of your paper and on the Google Doc and bring them to class on Monday. We'll go over them and then we'll start right into probability sorry, not Monday, Thursday. See you guys Thursday.